Okay, people. I would like to talk about some things. Okay, so first things first, we will not be silenced. Ever. Twitter has decided to ban Q accounts and people posting about Q and people posting about different aspects of what is going on in terms of, and say hi if you're here so I know who you are and who's here. Please just type in the comment box, say hi. So Twitter is literally condemning QAnon, which up until now, I've actually been really, really quiet about being a part of that, and remaining neutral and remaining as apolitical as humanly possible, and remaining neutral in a ground of complete bifurcation and divide and conquer tactics and war that we are in. Okay, I've been very, very neutral. There's a lot of people in my world that are, shall I say, liberals and Democrats, and I have no interest in offending anyone. What I do have interest in is telling the truth. What I do have interest in is not projecting hatred towards one candidate or another and making this political. This isn't political, what's happening. What this is economic and total literal mind control. That's what this is about, people, and about human trafficking, pedophiles and carnivores and vampires. That's what this is about, you guys. And you need to wake up. You need to wake up now. You need to do the research. I cannot do it for everybody. I cannot be the only one screaming. There's a lot of people talking, but there aren't enough people talking. If we don't rise up and do something about this situation, we are going to lose all of our freedoms. In January of 1963, the author of The Naked Communist, I don't know if the Communist Manifesto is what was read in court in the House of Representatives, not in court, sorry, in the House of Representatives, in the House. In 1963, there was a list of communist principles that were read in the House, which then followed suit to what we are experiencing right now. It has taken that long for them to try and implement this plan. In 1970, Agenda 21 was enacted, which has now been even more expanded and more like flowery to get everybody super excited about what's coming in the New World Order and the depopulation plan of the planet. You guys need to realize what's really going on here. Our freedoms are being taken away from us, implemented one by one, literally infiltrated into our existence. Okay? Meanwhile, we have somebody in office who's actually fighting against the deep state and the cabal and these evil, evil human beings. I don't even know if they're human, quite frankly. These evil, rapacious creditors. There's actually somebody going up against them. Him and a group of people that have planned this out for a very, very long time. In 1962, John F. Kennedy created Q. Okay, you guys need to understand, this goes back to 1962, before JFK was assassinated. This has been around for a really long time. They resurfaced in 2001. They got shut down again. So they went to work and they devised a plan. And they stuck to the plan. And what we are literally witnessing is that plan enacting itself to take back from the global elite the entire economic, financial system of the planet that has so far, up until this point, been feeding up to the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers, to two families, maybe three, but two for sure. Okay? All the money that we are in, like all the debt, everything that we've been as debtors and as slaves to this system, that has all been going into two families' pockets. Okay. Aw, thank you, Lisa. And hi, Jen. So I'm infuriated that not more people are infuriated about what is happening right now. Like, I am so tired of screaming. Like, I feel like I'm screaming on the internet, like constantly putting out information, constantly supporting the end of this rapacious creditor system, you know, of these vile, vampiric, rapacious creditors and pedovores that drink blood, okay? Energy harvesting vampires. This is what this is, okay? And I've been speaking to this for so many years. So many years. So many years. Someone asked me today my opinion on, and people ask my opinion a lot. Just, I want you guys to hear that I get asked my opinion a lot. I have a lot of people that consider me to be of what I would consider sound mind, which is funny to me. But people respect my opinion, which I am super grateful for. Like, wow, that's pretty cool, you know? So they asked me about the 5D situation and ascension and, you know, all these people talking about how they're going to go ascend off planet. You guys, there is a false light program running in the collective that is designed to distract and keep people ungrounded and confused and dissociated out of their bodies so they cannot ground into their power. Okay? That is the goal, to harvest all the energy from all the source beings and take all that vital life force energy for themselves. We need to understand this. We need to understand this. We need to understand this. These beings will stop at nothing. They do not care about us. But we care about us. And we care about our rights, our freedoms, and we care about the children, the vulnerable people, the elderly, that are getting affected by this insanity, this ludicrous lunacy that is happening right now. The COVID thing is a cover-up. Whether it's real or not doesn't even matter. What's happening is they are literally doctoring the numbers, inflating the cases. Now that the deaths aren't working, now they're inflating the cases. This is all a cover-up and a distraction to keep people in fear and out of their center so they can't pay attention to what is actually happening, which is the indictments, which is the global currency reset with 209 countries coming online to the quantum financial system today. Okay? The US note, backed by gold, silver, and platinum, stable in crypto. Okay? Hello. They have been trying to prevent this from happening for years. Presidents have been assassinated. We need to understand what is happening right now. Gesara is being enacted. The Global Economic Securities and Reformation Act. Not only that, but there are probably hundreds of thousands of troops across the world that are underground, cleaning out underground tunnels all the way from Canada to Mexico on the west coast, all the way from Canada to Florida on the east coast, all the way across the states from New York to California. Underground tunnels are being cleaned out. Earthquakes are happening because they're blowing up the underground facilities from the deep state where they've been doing mind control and creating hybrids, sexually abusing children. Okay? We need to understand what's going on here. He's cleaning house. They are draining the swamp. It's no wonder everybody hates him because they're all going down. They're all going down. They are all going down. And he's not alone. He's got a legion behind him. You guys need to understand this. This is not about his personality. It is about the actions that the government is taking in favor of humanity. Recognize that this is what's going on right now. Get out of your TDS, man. Get out of your Trump derangement syndrome. Please, do me a favor. Don't make it about him. If you're personally offended, check yourself. We have other things that are bigger problems than to think about that right now. Seriously, check yourself. Get grounded in your body and use your critical thinking skills and pay attention. Pay attention to what's happening. I can't take it anymore, you guys. Today is July 22nd, 7/22, the Magdalene feast day. Today is the day. The divine feminine is coming into equality with the masculine, the divine masculine. We need to pay attention to the dynamics here. We need to pay attention to the energies that are flowing in the matrix right now. We need to contribute positive frequencies into the matrix. And at the same time, because of course we have a clusterfuck, we have to also be available and aware and to witness and to learn the truth and to know what's happening. Because we got to clean this shit up. We got to clean this mess up. We do not have time for this anymore. If we are going to step into our ascension, we got to clean our mess up first. We can't leave this planet until we clean up our mess. And we all made it. Don't even think for a second that you didn't have something to do with it. Because your soul was involved and your soul was on this planet and your soul has something to do with it. Regardless of it, if you've ever taken a physical action in this life or not, doesn't matter. We are not above it all. Okay? I'm lecturing you now because I'm fucking pissed. I can't believe I'm yelling right now, but okay. I will try to calm down so that you're not receiving my anger. But it's like, it's frustration for having done this for so long. Having done this for so long, having been praying for humanity for so long, for the wake up of humanity, having prayed for justice to come and to be served to those that need to come and be held accountable for their actions. It is important, I think, for you guys to understand that I have a personal relation to this. And so for me, I can't be like, oh, I don't want to hear about it. Really? That's not an option for me. I lived it. It's painful. I barely survived it. And I'm here now. And I'm strong. And nobody's going to take me down. Okay? Feel that. So I will not be silenced. I will not back down. I am on the front lines of this war, and I have been since I was a child. So if people don't understand why I'm not, offended by Trump, think about it. Think about the second day in office, he signed an executive order to end human trafficking on the planet. This is not about him. It's about action. Okay? The actions that are being taken speak for themselves, people. They speak for themselves. Enough is enough. We are here for a reason. And we're not going to stay asleep. I am not asleep. I am awake. And that term woke, sorry, can't do it. If I was going to put myself in that category, I would be woke as fuck. Period. Because I know what's really going on. And if you don't know what's really going on and you're confused about all this and you're upset about the riots or you're upset about the fact that this person you think is a racist in office or whatever you think about him, stop. It's not about him. Stop. Please. Check yourself. Pay attention to what's really going on. Who's causing the riots? Don't blame him for that. He is going up against the biggest cult that ever existed on this planet. Him and all the people behind him that brought him into office to make it happen. And by God, he's the only person that is not afraid to stand up against those particular people. If we didn't have him, who knows where we would be right now? Nobody else could possibly do what he's doing. And so if he doesn't make sense in a press conference or he's speaking in like cryptic language, realize that there's something that he is actually saying if you read between the lines, and you'll know exactly what he's talking about. Number one. Number two, if he sounds like he's like, oh yeah, that's a good thing, or I wish her well, that's actually a phrase that means something. You probably didn't know that. So it's important to understand that when he's talking, he's speaking in code. And for those of us that have been studying this for a while, understand that code and we know what he's saying. And people are figuring it out as he's talking. So there's always clues in every single thing that he's doing, even if it sounds like he's speaking gibberish. But everybody wants to make it about his personality. So take a moment and just step back for a second and just think about it like this. He's a kid. He's a 12 to 14-year-old kid who got stuck in that time portal of high school, and for whatever reason, arrested development, whatever you want to call it. And yes, he's made a lot of mistakes. Yes, he's done a lot of crazy ass shit. And by God, I'm not saying that he's perfect, because that's definitely not what's happening. But think of him like this. Think of him as a whistleblower. Okay? Think of him as he was one of them. And now he's had a come to Jesus moment. Okay? And now he's working and doing everything he can to stop this craziness that he went through himself. Why do you think he's so driven? Why do you think he hasn't faltered for 1 second? Think about it. Think about it. All the mainstream media, what are they doing? What have they been doing for the past a gazillion years? Since he got in office, what have they been doing? If you want to know, you can go back and watch my Facebook Lives. All the prayers I've done for the engineered weather patterns, for all the fires. I mean, literally, since he's been in office, all the crazy shit that has happened, and it's all being blamed on him. Why? Because he knows everything about them, and he's taking them down. And they have lost control. And they will do anything in their power to control the narrative. Please understand that. They don't give a shit. They don't care 1 iota about who gets hurt in the process. And meanwhile, there's multitasking going on across the board. More jobs, less unemployment, more money flowing since he's been in office. Oh, but then they brought that frickin' virus, the manufactured, engineered virus, bacterial virus. Oh my God, people. I'm in a state that's still under lockdown, okay? I think we're in phase 1 of opening still. Phase 1. Or, I'm sorry, right now it's emergency, you must wear a mask. Emergency order. You must. I've been inside this entire year. Because before this happened, it was winter. So I've literally been inside for 8 months. I get outside, I get some sun on my face, but I gotta tell you, if anybody's sick of it, I am. I live in Portland, Oregon, okay? I can tell you right now, what's happening with the riots is real. And it's being fueled by Antifa. 100%. 100%. They're paid protest. They're paid. Everyone else has gone home. Whatever's going on there now is for show. It's all for show. But they're destroying everything downtown. It's no joke. And nobody even knows what they're protesting about. They're not doing anything. There's no protesting. It's all rioting now. Like, it makes no sense. And, you know, our mayor is telling the police to stay inside and not take action. And not do anything. While properties are getting destroyed and the federal building is getting completely decimated, whatever the word is. Come on, man. Who's gonna rebuild the fucking downtown Portland, huh? The fucking place that people actually hung out and went to because it actually was a decent freaking downtown. Who's gonna do that? It's sad, man. This used to be one of the most progressive cities. This used to be a place where, you know, people really wanted to be because it was one of the best cities to live in the world. Like, for real. For real. Tons of liberals here. Tons of, you can keep Portland weird. You can be whoever you want to be here. Now we just look like fools. Our liberties have been taken away. Our cops are walking out. We've had to send in federal people to try to deal with the Antifa organizers. Just, you know, come on, man. This is ridiculous. So, meanwhile, a little bit of hope. The global financial reset will reset the entire financial system. My invitation to you is to invest in gold now, today, or silver even. If you can't afford the gold, then invest in silver. Make sure you have something so that you're not completely destitute and broke without anything at all. I think you can get silver right now for under $20 an ounce or something. It's really low right now so that people can invest in it. I would highly invite you to do that. And all the currencies on the planet are being revalued. So if you have any other foreign currencies, they're probably going to be worth a lot of money. Basically, everything is going to level out. And with Gesara, the implementation of Gesara, there will be no income tax. Mortgages will be, I believe, are going to be, or interest on mortgages will be absolved. Credit card debt will go away. Student loans are going away. Mortgages are going away in some cases. This is already happening, you guys. It's been happening. The U.S. debt clock is rolling back. So if you go onto the U.S. debt clock and you look at it, it's actually rolling backwards, and the U.S. money too is rolling forward. So go take a look at that yourself, usdebtclock.org. It's very fascinating to see all the different things that are happening. And on there, it actually says gold is at $38,000 an ounce. So there's going to be a hyperinflation of gold, and gold's going to explode, and it's going to be worth a lot of money. Cryptocurrency as well is getting implemented in a new way. There's a US dollar crypto that's new, that's stable, and then there's another one that fluctuates. So there's two different US dollar note things. Through, I think it's Ethereum. There's one Ethereum and one is gold, backed by, you know, precious metals. What else? I'm trying to give you like all the updates because I don't even know who's still here listening. I lost a lot of people because I was yelling. Oh my God. Sorry. Just had to get it out. I was just on fire. Trust your gut right now. You know, trust your gut and what you're receiving. Like if you're receiving information, pay attention to it because our dreams are telling us a lot right now as well. And also the Schumann resonance. So if you haven't downloaded the Schumann resonance app, I highly recommend that you do it and pay attention to the Schumann resonance on a daily basis because it is popping off. I'm going to show you right now what it looks like. In the last 48 hours, it was crazy. Oh, wow. Yeah. We just had a whiteout. Let's see. We just had a whiteout 2 hours ago. You can see it's small. So that was 2 hours ago. Look at that. That is in the last 24 hours, you guys. Last 48 hours. Just saying. Anyway, I love you. Hang in there. I know a lot of people are waiting to see things pop. Indictments are not going to be fully revealed until probably September on. So that's not something that we can really count on. But I would say if you have been researching any of the Q stuff, just pay attention to it because it's military. It's not a conspiracy. Regardless of what and do yourself a favor and don't watch mainstream media. Why don't you try doing something else? Why don't you try looking at alternative news sources? Actually, the X22 report is one that reports every single day about the financials and what's going on with that. So that's a guy who is pretty on top of things. And also the Santa Surfing Beach podcast. She's on YouTube as well. And she has a lot of information about the financials. Also, dinarchronicles.com. It's actually Intel blogs. Wait, sorry, I'll tell you right now. Come on. Intel Dinar Chronicles.blogspot.com. Okay. And that is the Dinar Chronicles, and that is the place where you can find information about financials and what's going on with the financials right now. Because this is all economic. Not all of it, but a huge amount of this is economic. But it's in all systems of our life, like the kids, right? The celebrities, what you're going to realize when all these people get outed is that a lot of people are going to be executed or have already been executed. And that what you're seeing is actually a clone. And I only mention that because it's kind of important for you to understand that who you're seeing is not actually the real person. It's someone else who has been activated, or a cyborg. There's cyborgs and clones, they're a little different. And their lifespan is maybe 3 weeks, and then they're done, right? And they got to produce another one. So if you don't know about any of that stuff, I highly recommend that you research it so that you can figure out what's really going on, and all the deep fakes too. Deep fakes are huge. So they have the ability now to have someone else talking, and it appears that that person that you're looking at is talking. So research deep fakes as well. Who's here? Can anyone tell me who's here right now so that I'm aware of who's listening and who's watching? Just make a comment. Please make a comment. Say hi. I can't tell how many people. It says that 4 people are watching, but I have a feeling there's maybe more. I don't know. It always only says 4 to 8 people are watching, and then I see that I've had 100 views or something. So I can't really tell. Oh, pack it in, pack it out, people. That's right, girl. Lisa, are you still here? Lisa, my beautiful Lisa. I hope to see you soon. I love you. She's in Portland also. Okay, so I'm going to go because I've completed my whatever. Can't think of anything else to say right now. Hang in there. I love you. Get supplies. The next 8 weeks are going to be super interesting. They're going to be implementing the new financial system during the next 8 weeks. There's no way that they can at this point. It's already been turned. The Federal Reserve has been absorbed by the U.S. Treasury, along with the IRS has also been absorbed by the U.S. Treasury. So it's already happening. Judy Shelton has a seat in the Federal Reserve, and they're on the gold standard. So that's already happened, just FYI. So I love you. Have a beautiful day. Happy Magdalene Feast Day. Blessings to the Divine Feminine, blessings to the Divine Masculine, and everyone working so hard right now to shift this planet. It's beautiful. I am honored to witness what's happening right now. It's actually a really good thing. So Hold out for the best, people. I love you. See you later.